This is Barry here with you in the studio on a very mixed bag of weather on Monday evening, the 16th day of March. Thanks for joining me here in the studio this evening. My first video of the autumn and winter series is about respecting staff at the Northern Beaches Hospital and not arguing with them and not assuming that you are sick enough to stay in the hospital and go home. Now, in Northern Beaches Hospital, all patients must respect the nurses and the doctors and give them the respect that they need and that they deserve. Rule 2, you must never tell lies to the doctors or the nurses because they will not tolerate it. Thirdly, don't waste time in the emergency department unless you really do have to be there. And fourth, don't assume that you are sick enough not to go home from hospital when you are well enough to go home from hospital. And do not argue with the nurses or doctors when you are in Northern Beaches Hospital as a patient. Northern Beaches Hospital does not tolerate rudeness, the arguing, smoking, violence, you name it, or assault on staff. The staff are there to treat patients like myself at at Northern Beaches Hospital. I nearly said Royal North Shore then when I wasn't even there. When you are in hospital, make sure that you ask the staff for pain relief if you are in severe pain, like I did. Don't lie in there and suffer. If a patient is in pain, they must ask for pain relief. Secondly, if you are verbal like me, tell the nurses and doctors what your needs are. Don't assume that the doctors and nurses can read your mind because they are not mind readers. Another thing, if you are staying in hospital for a long period of time, like 4 days, okay, make sure that you have enough essentials with you, like your books, your magazines, your clothes, a dirty clothes bag to put all your dirty clothes in, and make sure that you have your medication with you, and make sure that you label everything that belongs to you. And if you see someone with a computer with a food order, make sure that you tell the staff of the Northern Beaches Hospital about your dietary requirements, what you can eat and what you cannot eat. And make sure you be specific about your food order. And make sure that you tick the right boxes. Tell the nurses what you can eat and what you can't eat. because otherwise you will get a random tray of food. When you are ready to be discharged from hospital, you must always make sure that you have all your belongings with you, such as your clothes, your books, and things like that. And make sure that you have emptied your drawers and make sure that the bed is tidy for the next patient. Make sure that there are clean sheets on the bed. Well, the staff will take care of that. On arrival at the hospital, um, you will be taken into the emergency department, just like I was last week. And what happens? You will get put on a cannula. Well, you will get put in you will get given a cannula. Now, this is a needle, okay, which the nurses or doctors will put in your arms. And if you are severely dehydrated, you will be given an IV drip. Also, the doctor or nurse that is looking after you will ask you a set of questions. What happened? What has brought you into hospital? Just like me. When someone is in a hospital, they are observed for 4 hours. And if everything is good, he or she will be sent home with a discharge summary. Now, a discharge summary, guys, is when the doctor fills out a report of what happened in the hospital and when it happened in the hospital. Also, you will be given some medication and some antibiotics, and make sure that you tell the doctor to write it on your medication authority form. After you have been in hospital, you will be you will have to go to your local GP for a follow-up appointment, and your doctor will go through the discharge summary with you. Attending a doctor's appointment after you have been in hospital, guys, is very important so that the doctor can decide what to do with you next. And that is going to be the case with me tomorrow. On this next segment after dinner, I will be talking about turning up for your surgery at Northern Beaches Hospital. So, don't go away. I'm Barry Fair. The Northern Beaches Hospital experience will be continuing very shortly, so stay right there.